So if you are interested in signing up for access, there is still time. This is perfect for you if you would like to be in this position teaching a yoga class. It's perfect for you if you want to understand more deeply, like you see these posters on the wall, the methodology that we work with in the practice. If you want to understand why we do this, how to do it, to deepen your practice, it's a great way to do that. It's also great if you're just looking for more leadership skills in your life. I became a yoga teacher because I wanted to deepen my practice, and ultimately what I got out of it was an incredible amount of leadership skill, specifically the ability to communicate really clearly with people, because believe it or not, when you're taking people through a 60-minute yoga practice, you have got to be a really clear communicator. And I started as I am really introverted, I'm still that, but usually pretty quiet, kind of like don't say things. And I learned how to not only say things, but say them clearly, and to like get them out when they need to come out. So a lot of those skills are built into that training. So that starts, today's Wednesday, it starts Friday night. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me about that. And hey Paige, let's go ahead and get started. And we'll do that in child's pose. Allison, good to see you. Move around and just like whatever your day has looked like or felt like, or however it's gone up to this moment. Get settled in, get relatively comfortable into the first pose, and just take that first moment, those first couple of breaths to get connected and related to your body, to the space. Yeah, and just like the really simple, concrete way to do that is feel your hands on the floor, like feel the floor through your hands. Feel the floor through your shins, maybe the center of your forehead. And then from there, feel your breath moment by moment by moment as you pull it in and as you press it out. And then lift your body up to downward facing dog. And you'll do that all over again. And really that's what the practice is you take a shape and the shapes will change, but it's that getting related to the space, the feel of your hands into the floor, the feel of your feet into the floor, whatever connection you have. Getting on purpose about that connection. So for some of you, that'll be opening your fingers up wider so you have a more clean connection between your hands and your floor, all 10 of your fingertips able to grip. That might be arranging your feet at 12 o'clock, your feet are parallel, and weighting your big toe mounds down. So really getting a sense of your big toes sinking into the earth and connecting that way. Come on in. And then once you've set up that intentional foundation, now comes your breath, and get related again to your breath moving in and out of your body, that internal connection. Take a big breath in, blow all the air out, and then step up to the top of your mat, ragdoll pose. Get connected through your feet. And you might notice as you take the pose, like something doesn't feel right. And so that's when adapting the pose becomes your greatest tool. I know in this pose, my low back is usually not on board this early on in the practice. And so if you're feeling really stiff in your low back, bend your knees more, rest your forearms on your thighs for a little extra support, and just allow your head to drop down. So give yourself the support you need foundationally, adapting the pose even to add more foundation, and then feeling your breath that you check in and feel from the inside out. And then with your next inhale, press down through your feet, come rolling up to stand, one bone at a time. At the top, stretch your arms up, look up, take a big breath in, stretch, and exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a big breath in. Ah. Exhale, hands to heart center. Set Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold, belly to your thighs, drop your head at the bottom. Inhale, lift halfway up, hands to your shins, create a long spine, and then plant your palms, step back, high to low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Your knees can be up or down. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Breathe in together. Breathe out together. Now, one more time, breathe in. Blow all the air out. Look forward. Move your feet up to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, low push up. Upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Notice this inhale and notice this exhale. Breathe in, just this one moment, feel it, and breathe out. Totally present. Now, one more time, breathe in. Blow all the air out, look forward. Step or float, maybe feet to your hands. Lift halfway up and fold. Extended mountain pose, stand up, reach high, forward fold. Lift halfway up, plant your palms, take it back, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Breath in. Blow all the air out. Get ready. Feet to your hands. Halfway lifts. Fold. Extended mountain pose. Stretch through your armpits, through your elbows. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Together in. Together out. 2 more breaths. So there's really this attention to syncing up externally with the internal. 1 more breath in. Empty fully. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift up and fold. Extended mountain pose. Stretch all the way up. Lift up through the sides of your waist. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Lengthen your waist sides forward. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 1 more sane. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. Blow all the air out. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain pose. Press down through your feet. Reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Press your seat back. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take 1 breath in. Just 1. Blow all the air out. Move your feet up to your hands. Lift halfway up and fold. Chair pose. Bend your knees. Sit your hips way back. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Breathe in. Low push up. Breathe out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Warrior 1. Spin your back foot flat. Reach high. Hands to the floor. Low push up. Good. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot to your left thumb. Inhale, reach up. Hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Usually time for a sigh. Good. And then 2 more breaths. Could be a sigh or exhale through your nose. Last breath in. Blow all the air out. Step or float feet forward. Lift halfway up. Fold. Chair pose. Sit back. Reach high. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. Step. Reach up high. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Whatever your hand position is, open your fingers up wider. Low push-up. There's something about bright hands. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Just like wakes everything up. Take your 3 breaths. 2 more. We'll do 1 more Sambi. Full breath in. Blow all the air out. Feet to your hands. Half lifts. Fold. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Low push up. You learn all those fancy names in teacher training. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Virabhadrasana one. Reach up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Yeah, blow it out. Love the size. Yeah, then shift out high plank position. High plank. Yep. And right away, check in on your foundation. Your foundation and sitting up intentionally will be the key to your success here. Open your fingers up wide and press your 10 fingertips down. Press the big toe mound of each foot down and squeeze your thighs up towards the ceiling. So the stronger your legs are on, the easier your spine and the rest of your body will be. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, right knee to your right elbow tap. Inhale, plank position. Listen close. Same knee, right elbow. 2 more times. Plank. Right knee, right elbow. Plank. Right knee, right elbow. Now 3-legged dog. Press back. Right leg goes high. Bend your top knee. Open your hip. Stay or flip. Stay or flip. So you'll step all the way off the right side of your mat. You got it. Good. Set your feet up at 12 o'clock. So all 10 toes point towards the back of your mat. And then press your upper back up towards your chest. Nice, Yuri. Take a big breath in and then flip back. High plank. Bring your big toes to touch. Side plank. Heels right. Left hand high. Create your foundation. Press your bottom 5 fingertips into the floor. And then press the knife edge of your bottom foot into the floor. If your bottom knee's down, you're pressing your shin and the top of that bottom foot down. Good, Allison. Take a breath and lift up through your top hand. 2 hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Give it 1 more breath here. Good. Slide back out, high plank, and create your foundation. Really good. Take a breath in. Left knee to left elbow tap. High plank. Left knee, left elbow. High plank. Left knee, left elbow. High plank. Left knee, left elbow. 3-legged dog. Take your left leg up and back, hips back. Bend your top knee, open your hip, flip dog. What's possible here is as you flip, the part of your abs that you just worked could receive this really incredible stretch if you press your shins towards the back and stretch your left arm towards the front of the room. Open your fingers up. Good. Take a breath in and flip it back. High plank. Big toes touch. Side plank, heels go to the left. So that left side you just opened up, keep it open by pressing back through your heels and stretching your left armpit forward towards the front of the room. So now the left side of your body is long and strong at the same time. Good. Breathe in. Hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog. Lengthen the size of your body. Downward facing dog. Press it back. Good. Step your right foot to your right thumb, crescent lunge. Good. Bend your back knee enough that your pelvis is neutral. That just means the bowl of your pelvis is level to the ground. Good. From your neutral pelvis, now reach your arms up and lift your spine up and out from the root inside your pelvis. So really reach up high. Take a full breath in, hands to heart center, tip forward, and twist to the right side, crescent twist. Keep breathing deep. Yep, you can open your arms like Paige is doing. You can wind your top arm around and catch your left hip. So you can catch a little bit lower down, you got it. And then as you catch, pull your left hip forward and your right hip back. Good. I know something's happening when Rob laughs. Like there's a sensation happening. Take a breath in, blow all the air out, and then Paige it, everyone, reach up, crescent lunge, and open up warrior two. Good. Open your feet up wide. So take a nice big stance, and then stretch your front knee over your front heel and out towards the right baby toe. Now from that foundation, lift the sides of your body straight up away from your pelvis. Good. Relax your face. A sigh can help. It's like a great tool for just relaxing the jaw, relaxing your face. Breath in, and then tilt, extended side angle. Right forearm to your right thigh, right fingertips to the floor or a block. You can half or full bind, so up to you. And then 3 more breaths. Use sighs to soften and settle right where you're at. 2 more breaths. 1 more full breath in, and then 2 hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog. That's a big one, right? Downward facing dog, downward dog. Take a breath in, another nice big sigh out, and then step your left foot to your left thumb, crescent lunge. Neutral pelvis. So your alignment principle that really taps you into that at this particular pose is lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. The default of the pose would have your pubic bone fall back like behind you. Draw your pubic bone up and then lift up through the sides of your body to lengthen your spine. Good. Take a full breath in, hands to heart, tip forward, and twist to the left side. Good. Continue to press your front heel down into the floor and lift the pit of your belly up and away from the earth. So you're supporting your spine as you rotate. Good. Take a breath in, blow all the air out. Inhale up, crescent lunge, and open up to warrior two. Face the right side. Good. Nice long stance. Stretch your front knee right over top of your heel and lift up through the sides, both sides of your body. Good. Bend your knee a little bit more if you got, yeah. So really come into your leg strength. Take 1 more breath in. Now tilt, extended side angle. Keep the deep lunge. If your legs are working, your spine will be happy. So really take the deep lunge. If you're not getting like hand to the floor, no big deal. That's not the goal, right? The goal here, you're drawing your left hip back and stretching the top of your head forward. Take 1 more breath in, get long, 2 hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in, blow all the air out, look forward, step or float, feet to hands. Lift halfway up and fold. Chair pose, prayer twist to the right side. Good. Hands to heart, you've got it. Everyone looks great. Feet at 12 o'clock. So for many of you, take your heels a little bit wider and orient them behind your middle 3 toes on each foot. Now press your heels down evenly, your left heel and your right heel. Good. Take 1 more breath in. Stay for the out. Inhale up, chair pose, twist to the left side, prayer twist. So you did that great work of getting your feet oriented. We're going to work with that foundation. Good. As you have your feet pressing down even, press both butt cheeks evenly back and stretch your head forward the same amount that your hips go back. Good. Big breath in. Stay for the out. Chair pose, Utkatasana, and fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Right about now, you're ready, right? Bend your knees enough that your upper body has like a draping quality to it. Yeah. Let your upper body, your spine, your head get really loose, like loose, open. Let gravity kind of pull the joints along your spine open, the joints along your neck open. Then release your toes, step onto your palms, gorilla pose. Drop your head all the way down, all the way down. I find for myself, and I see it a lot when I teach, that there's like an initial head drop, but you actually could drop your head a whole lot more. And not forcing, right? You're not like curling in. Just let your head drop. Like let your skull drop away from your neck. Let your neck drop away from your shoulders. Yeah, I can see like Steph moving her head around. It might take that. Just kind of like nod your head, shake your head, just to loosen up the connection along your neck. Really good. Step off your hands. Plant your hands at the top of your mat. Crow pose. 1, 2. Good. Bring your feet together to touch for 3. Paige, can you straighten your arms? Keep going. 4. Really good. Take a big breath in. And 5. Feet to the back of your mat. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Blow all the air out. Look forward. Step or float, feet to your hands. Lift halfway up and fold. Extended mountain pose. Rise up. Reach up high. Eagle pose. Bring your feet together first. Bend your knees. Wrap your right leg over your left. Your right arm under your left. And then similar to like creating the evenness between your feet we did in Utkatasana, do that with your sitting bones. If you could picture you're sitting in a seat, picture it that both sitting bones would be on that chair evenly. So for some of you, that means you're actually going to pick your right sitting bone up a little bit. Good. Step down, reach up, take a breath in. Left side eagle pose. Right, so the default can be that our left hip drops down and the right hip, hikes up. So pull your left hip up, level with your right, and you use your abdominal muscles to do that. Press your right foot down, left hip up. Good. Take one more breath. And then step down, reach up, take a new breath in. Standing single leg raise right side. So you catch your hips, bend your right knee, pause. So a lot of the balancing poses, what's interesting here is the pelvis. And our default is to hike the pelvis in some capacity. So as you set your leg up, set it up that your hip points are level, and you can even feel them. Reach over the front of your body, find the pointy parts. So you can see like the tendency will be for that right one to hike up. See if you can relax the right one down to be level with the left. Really good. Now keep your hips like that. Take your leg out to the right. The default will be to kind of twist out with the leg. Keep your hip points forward as your leg goes out. If you're like me, you'll feel your butt cheeks start to burn, right? And breathe right there. And then bring your leg back to center. Keep your hip points stable the way they are. And then kick your leg back, airplane pose. So your hip points will start to turn down towards the floor. Rather than letting your right hip hike up, can you keep your hips pointing straight down to the floor? Yeah. Take one more breath in here, and then half moon. You'll turn your hip points towards the right, left hand down to the floor or a block, right hand up towards the ceiling. Now, for most of us, our hips will never point all the way to the right, so don't worry too much about that. You do the best you can, and then focus on drawing your bottom hip back, that bottom butt cheek, and zip the pit of your belly, that's it, up towards your chin. Take one more breath in, and then 2 feet to the floor and fold. Really good. Bend your knees, drop your head all the way down, get really loose through your spine for a breath. And then press down through your feet, come all the way up to stand. Standing single leg raise the left side. So since we're kind of doing this, you'll just locate your hip points and then take your left leg high. Good. Breathe there. Really feel that you are stacked directly over your standing heel. Then take your left leg out to the left. You want a little extra challenge? Turn your head and look off to the right. It's funny how just shifting your eyes can add a whole level of intensity to the pose. And eyes back to center, leg back to center, breathe in, airplane pose. Send your leg back, hip points point straight down. And I find to get this, I have to bend my standing knee. If I don't, my hips will not square. Yeah, really good. Hands to heart center, half moon. Concentrate on your hip points turning towards the left. Right hand down, left arm high. Deep breaths. Really beautiful poses. Everyone, take one more breath in, and then 2 feet to the floor and fold. Take a breath on the fold, in the fold, blow it all the way out. If you're using a strap for dancer, grab it. Come up to stand, right side dancer, bend your right knee. If you're using a strap, you'll strap your ankle, catch inside, and then pause. Pause at the beginning. Reach your left arm high. Locate your hip points and have them point straight forward. And then keeping your hip points straight forward, lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. Now you've got that. Take a breath in. Now kick your right shin back. Zip the pit of your belly in and up towards your chin. And stretch your chest forward towards the wall in front of you. Keep picking the pit of your belly up and moving it towards your chin. Take a breath in and then step all the way out. 2 feet to the floor. Get a breath in and out. Center yourself. And then left side, dancer pose. Bend your left knee, catch inside. Pause to square your hips, hip points straight ahead. Pause to neutralize your pelvis, lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly button. Now go, kick your left shin back and stretch your chest forward. Keep lifting the pit of your belly up and in. So your belly muscles support your lumbar spine, your lowest spine. Really good. Take one more breath in and then step down. 2 feet at the top of your mat, tree pose. Bring your right foot to your left inner thigh. Bring your hands to heart center. Hip points point straight forward. So the default here is that right hip swings back. Bring your right hip point forward to be level with the left. Good, Susan. And reach your arms up. If you can, look up. Even if you can't, look up. Makes you fall out. Why not? Look up anyway. Take a breath in and then step down, change sides. Good. Dial your left hip point forward to be level with the right. Yeah. And then with your hip points, I can see Steph getting it, with your hip points forward, then you squeeze your left knee back. So feel how your muscles are drawing the front of your pelvis open. Now reach up. Good. Press down through your standing heels, zip all the way up, maybe look up, breathe in, and then 2 feet to the top of your mat, step down. At the top, inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lifts, low push up. Upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands, triangle pose. Place a block to the outside of your right ankle. Can be tall, can be medium, can be low. And then come up to your spider tip fingers on the right hand. Right. Now, as you open your pelvis to the left, your hip points will not perfectly point left. So you allow your left hip point to point down a little bit. Undo your, like that. Press your front foot down, drag your right outer hip back this way, and then lengthen along the right side of your body. Yeah. Take 2 more breaths. You can even unstack a little bit more like that and really get this length. Good. Then step and everyone take 1 more breath in, blow all the air out. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. We're going to sit up for twisting triangle pose right away. So you'll turn towards the front, warrior 1 footprint, square your hips to the front of the room. Right? So all the way your hip points square. Take your left arm up to the ceiling. Press down through your back foot and stretch the top arm. I like to picture like I'm reaching in my pantry for the very top shelf and I can't quite reach it. So stretch like that until you feel all that tissue stretch, and then exhale, take it forward. So you'll fold, keep pressing back through your back heel, and when you can't go any further, your back's starting to round, then you drop your hand down. So block, floor, spider tip fingers, flat palm, you figure that out, and then take your other arm, your right arm, up towards the ceiling. Apply the same stretch. So reach your top arm up like you're trying to hit the top shelf of that pantry and you can't quite reach it. Good. Press your 2 butt cheeks towards the back of the room like you're trying to put a butt cheek print on the back room and you could almost reach it. Yep. And that last step, press the top of your head forward away from your bum. Take 1 more breath in and then exhale, 2 hands to the floor, downward facing dog, step back. Big breath in your down dog. Blow all the air out. Step your left foot between your hands, triangle pose. And so as you're coming into your pose, there's that external, like you just get related, your body parts with the floor, the block, the direction you're reaching. And then there's that internal where you feel your breath. You can feel where your body parts are in space from the inside. You can feel the stretch happening or the muscles working from the inside. And so feel the outside, the way you're setting up, impacting the inside, the space you're creating. Take 2 more breaths. Press your front foot down and organize your left hip back behind you. Let this hip drop down a little bit, Allison. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah. Now 1 more breath in. Get long through your torso. Blow all the air out. Press down through your feet. Come all the way up to stand. Set for twisting triangle pose. Warrior 1 footprint, so a lot shorter. Right arm goes up. Yuri's ready. Get that full top shelf stretch, and then take that stretch all the way forward. Right arm towards the floor or block. Really good, Daniela. Good. Once you got it, left arm goes up. Now you're stretching everything out. Press your back heel down and stretch your bottom shoulder forward. Good. Press your front foot down and stretch your left hip back. Yeah. Now as your hips go back, press the top of your head forward and away, like you're ironing everything out. Your arms, your legs, your spine. Take 1 more breath in. Stay for the out. Hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Oh, feels so good. Good. Take a breath in. Blow all the air out. Slide out to high plank. High plank position, low plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Tighten up your legs. Low plank. Tight legs, high plank. Downward facing dog. Okay, 2 more times. High plank. Tighten it up. Low plank. High plank. Downward facing dog. Last time, high plank. Y'all are strong. Low plank. High plank. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Slide out, high plank. Tighten up, tight legs, tight core. Now slowly lower down. 5, slow. 4, all raw. 3, 2, and 1, all the way down. Stretch your arms back, locust pose. So you'll press your hip points down into the floor and stretch your chest forward and away. Good. Your toes could be tucked with your heels pressing back, or your toes can be lifted with your toes stretching back. Up to you. Breathe. Deep, deep breaths. Take 1 more breath in and lower it all the way down. Soften completely for 1 breath in and out. And then second locust. Stretch back, lift up. Locust pose. Good. Expand your chest. A lot of you have got that, but also expand your upper back. So spread your shoulder blades across your upper back, left and right. That's it, Paige. Take a breath in and lower it all the way down. Big inhale. Put some oxygen on that fire. Now floor bow. Bend your knees. Reach back, catch your ankles. You can do 1 at a time or both at the same time, and then kick your shins back. See if you can keep your belly pulled up and in. So the floor is guiding your abdominals in for support. Can you breathe more up into the top of your chest? Breath in and lower it all the way down. All the way down. You can windshield wipe your legs side to side. And then second set or second side, floor bow, catch and go. Sometimes you'll hear teachers talk about like breathe and make yourself rock. Not a huge fan of that because you've got the floor here to really teach you how to support your low back. So let the floor move your abdominals in and open up your ribs, the space between your ribs. Open up the muscles across your chest. Train your breath to go up there. Take 1 more breath in and then come all the way down. Little windshield wiper action side to side. Cool. Plant your hands beside your lowest ribs. Press all 10 toenails into the floor. So get your foundation set. And then inhale, upward facing dog, lift up. So just like that floor did, you pull your abdominals in and up to support your low back and press your chest forward. Widen your collarbones, take a big breath in, and then pull your belly back, downward facing dog, press back. Breathe in, breathe out, look forward, step or float to a seat. Lie onto your back, bridge pose, right on up to bridge. So here's where that floor becomes really informative. And actually, do we all have a block or something like a water bottle would work too? If you have a block, bring it with you and put it on your belly. So when you get up there, set it up. I'm going to borrow yours, Susan. Set it up so it's sitting on your belly like this. So long. So maybe it could touch the top of your pelvis in some capacity, and then it touches like the bottom of your ribs in some capacity. And once you have that, look down the front of yourself. The idea is that the block doesn't move all that much, right? Can you get it up in your chest, your breath up in your chest, so that when you breathe, your chest gets closer to your chin, and when you exhale, your chest drops away from your chin. And you might feel now all these abdominal muscles start to stretch in order for you to get that. Good. Take 1 more breath here, and then lower it all the way down to the floor. So you can keep with that bridge pose. We're going to do 3 more, or you can keep the block where it's at and try wheel pose. Why not, right? Bend your elbows. It's not a contact point we can typically feel and wheel. Look, Steph's already up. She's got it. Set your hands wide and deep and then press up. Oh, yeah. She's worked for this pose. I know Steph. So as she's up here, now the goal is, can you breathe and not have the block move? Yeah. Like your chest does all the moving. Take one more breath in. Tuck your chin, come down. It was really good. Get a breath on the floor. Blow all the air out. And then try it again. Bridge your wheel. As like an experiment, come on up. And it's not like it's against the rules for you to breathe in your belly or anything like that. It's a way of using your belly to stabilize your spine and your breath to open your chest up more. Good. Take one more breath in and come all the way down. Two more. Get a breath on the floor and then sit up and come up. Paige is waiting. Paige is up there waiting. Bridge your wheel. Yeah, bridge or wheel options. Nice. Some of you are lifting your legs up, lifting your arms up, exploring that way, and then come all the way down. We'll do one more. Get your breath, and then sit up and come up. Last one. So I notice when I can get this sensation of really letting my belly drop in and my chest opens up, my lumbar spine feels like it's got miles of space. So really see if you can get that sense of space along the lowest part of your back. Cool. Tuck your chin, come all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can leave the block right there or not. Sometimes having the external connection, like feeling the block touching your belly, it gives you a connection to the internal. That is to say, you can feel your breath better when your belly is moving against a block. It starts as an external, and that can give us a better relationship with the internal. Good. Dead bug pose. You could still leave your block. And it'll be here that the floor is, you got the feeling of your spine along the floor. So use the floor to create your spine as long from the back of your pelvis up through the upper part, like right between your shoulder blades. Good. And then release your feet, stretch your legs up, grab the block, put it on top of your belly. Cool. And then hands under your butt. So we'll do the same thing here. Take a big breath in. With the exhale, pull your belly down away from the block. Lock it. So see if you can have it not move again and only breathe through your chest or the sides of your ribs. See if you can keep the block stable. Take a breath in now and lower your right foot to hover. Can you keep your belly pulling down away from the block? Take a breath in. Exhale, switch your legs. Take a breath in. Exhale, switch your legs. Take a breath in. Exhale, switch your legs. You do it for 30 seconds. The goal is not to go deep. The goal isn't to go fast. The goal is, can you keep your belly pulling down away from the block as you move from leg to leg? So you may not go as deep or you may not go as fast. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs go up. Take a breath in and lower your legs a third of the way down in case you want to play with us. Good. Stay and breathe. Can you pull your belly down away from the block? Okay. And if you can, go a little bit deeper with your legs, just a little bit. If your belly pushes up, go back to where you were. If your belly's still pulling down away from the blocks, go a little bit further and then look up at your feet. So you're going to curl up and hold it for 5. Good. 4, keep pulling down away from the block. 3, good, Yuri. 2, and 1. Legs go up. Hug your knees into your chest. You can take the block out for a beat. Yeah. We got one more of those. One more thing like that. All right. Release your legs, bring your knees to 90, bring the block back in one more time and put it across your tummy. So it's like the hamburger style. Remember that from school, hamburger and hot dog style of the paper. So you'll take a big breath in on the exhale, pull your belly down away from that block, hands behind your head, and then lift and twist your right shoulder towards your left knee, right leg goes straight. Pause right there. Yep. So the idea is that your belly pulls down, you're going up and over the block. Inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, switch. So it's left arm up and over the block towards your opposite knee. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist up and over the block. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist up and over the block. 30 more seconds. Yep. So ideally, if I were to set my coffee cup on the block, it wouldn't spill. Yeah. So you're keeping it that level as you go from side to side. Good. You got about 10 more seconds. Put it here, and you're not going to go quite so close. So switch your sides, and you'll stop there. Yeah. Switch sides, and you'll stop there. That's it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good. Hug your knees. Lose the block. That torture device. Catch behind your thighs. Rock and roll forward and back. 1, 2, 3. And land in boat pose. We'll see what we got in that boat. Boat pose in your own way. 5, 4, looks good, Ratana. 3, nice, Adam. Adam, lift up through the top of your head. That's it. 2, and 1. Cross your shins, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Downward dog, half pigeon on the right side. You'll bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Ankle, right ankle towards your left wrist. And then drop out down to your forearms, or you can drop all the way down, forehead to the floor or a block. If your head makes it to the floor like Bob, think about stretching your arms forward towards the front, off the front of your mat. Yeah. Like Amy. Yeah, stretch your arms forward. Deep, deep breaths. And then get related again through your hands, through your legs. Get related to the room, the floor, as a portal into getting related to yourself. What your breath feels like on the inside, what your body feels like on the inside. Really good. And then please switch sides. Now, as teachers, we give you kind of like the outside information. You'll get like alignment cues, how your feet go, your hands go. You get these outside measures. That's really the only piece a teacher can ever really give you. And then you, as the yogi on your mat, you're in touch with creating the inside. And there will be times where the outside causes issue for the inside. And there'll be times where the inside causes issue for the outside. The practice is just noticing. Okay, this is me in contact with the outside. Okay, this is me having an experience on the inside. Just knowing one versus the other. And through practice, bringing those two sides to match. That when I feel I'm in alignment, I am in alignment. It's observable. And when I am in alignment, an observable way, in my doing and my actions, I feel an alignment internally. Good. Take a breath in. Blow the air out. And then walk up to your hands. Swing your right leg forward, seated single leg extension. So your right leg long, left foot to your right thigh. Sit up as tall as you can. And then on the exhale, fold over your right thigh. Good. Press your front heel down into the floor and draw your right sitting bone back away from that heel. And then switch sides. Okay. Sit all the way up. Seated forward fold, both legs go straight forward. Feet can be together or hip width distance apart. Lift up and then fold, catch your feet. Press your heels down into the floor. So I know it's like when I press my heels down, the whole back line of my legs warms up, heats up. So like there's that. Now as you've got that, send your sitting bones back behind you. Ooh, right? And then as all of that's going on, like the release is happening, can you release into it? Like relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, relax your face. Breath in, breath out, and then sit all the way up. Reverse table. Plant your hands behind you, fingers forward. Bend your knees, plant your feet, and then lift your hips up. And as you press your hands down, press your thoracic spine up through your chest. That's it, Paige. Take a full breath in, blow all the air out, and then drop your butt, fish pose. Legs go straight forward, forearms to the floor. So you can put a block between your shoulder blades. That's option one. Option two is no block. You would stretch your shoulders back behind your elbows until your head touches the floor. So if you, when you were given the direction to try breathing up in your chest, this is the pose that really creates the opportunity to open that space up. Good. Keep going back, Neil, just a little bit more. That's it. Now press your head down, press your arms down, and soften your upper back up through your chest. And then everyone, can your chest melt to the left and to the right? I like to picture my heart like a hot cup of tea, and there's an ice cube that got dropped into that hot cup, and just that melting quality of the center melting out to the sides. Your shoulders melting away from the center line of your chest. Your throat dropping back and away from the center line of your chest. Take one more breath in. Open your mouth, let it out. And then if you're on the block, reach up, catch your head, and roll to the right. If you're not on a block, tuck your chin and lie onto your back. Then take your legs up. Shoulder stand, waterfall. If you're going for headstand, please do that at the back of your mat. If you are Ratana or Adam, you can use a wall at home. And this is one of the poses where that internal, the sense you've created, the alignment you've created between what's happening on the outside and what you're feeling on the inside becomes so paramount, because now you feel very little, especially if you're going up, headstand, handstand, forearm stand. The only thing you have to feel is the inside. If you're in shoulder stand, come to plow, feet towards the floor behind you. And if you're close to a wall, you can go for that. You can put your feet on the wall. Take this out from your neck so that your head can move. You actually want, as your legs go overhead, you don't want anything between your head and the floor. Like that. Yes. And then from plow, bend your knees around your ears and take Deaf Yogi. So that rounded shape in your spine now. I spent years in this pose suffocating, like my stomach was in my face, my boobs were in my face, like, and so some of the skill is, can you carve your belly back, all this stuff you did with the block, and breathe into the back of your ribs, like really open that space up again. And then slowly roll down onto your back, one vertebra at a time, until you're all the way laid out. Hug your knees into your chest when you're there, and drop your knees to the right till your arms look off to the left. Come back to center and change sides. And come back to center, Supta Baddha Konasana. And close your eyes. Close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, feel the inside. And feel that your pose, the shape you make, supports the inside, your inside, feeling as open and spacious and supported as possible. So that might mean you scoot your cheeks towards the top edge of your mat. It might mean you reach up, catch the base of your skull, and stretch the back of your head towards the back of your mat. Then as you arrange your arms, you'll feel for how wide do I need to take my arms, that my chest feels open, my arms feel open, my breath feels open. And once you've got that, take a breath in, open your mouth, let it out, and straighten your legs. You'll do the same thing. Feel where your legs need to go. Different than what you were taught, different than what someone may have told you to do. You now have that felt sense of space and what you need to do to create it from the inside out. And as you rest here for a moment, see if you can keep some of your attention on the outside, my voice, the traffic, the feel of the floor, and some of your attention on the inside. Your breath, your thoughts, your feelings, your ribs opening and relaxing. And then take a deep breath in, fill all the way up, and open your mouth, let it go. And one more time, big breath in, fill, 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 and let it go. Really good. Draw your knees up into your chest. Roll to a side. Press up to a seat. You could even keep your eyes closed, and now you have that internal sense. Feel which way to face. Feel what feels like the front of your mat. And then as you create your seat, bring your hands to heart center and create your spine as tall, long, and light from the inside out. And then from the seat you've created, take a deep breath in and clear the space. We'll close with 3 final ohms. Inhale. Bring your knuckles to the center of your forehead. Thank you so much for being here for yourself as much as for us. I know sometimes taking care of your outside cannot feel good on the inside, like it's selfish. I sometimes feel that way. But know that the outside and taking care and the inside and taking care is taking care of the whole. And so thank you for doing that, being that. And together, take a deep breath in. And together we say, namaste. Namaste. Great job tonight, everybody. So good. Ratana, good to see you. Oh, Atana's gone. Adam, good to see you. I think she got kicked out and Adam back in. Have a good night, everybody. Be well. If you have questions about access, the teacher training, feel free. If you have questions about the practice, what we're doing and why, feel free to ask. Otherwise, hydrate. Right. Oh my gosh, I broke it.